The VA loan. Welcome to Jerome in Real Estate. I'm Jerome, your realtor here in the Fountain and Colorado Springs area. Today, we're going to be talking about the VA loan, and I've brought on a special guest. His name is Zack Tarbet. He's going to be going over some of the aspects of the VA loan. I've got a couple questions for him. So, Zack, it's good having you on, man.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. So I figured I might as well give people a little bit of background on, how we met and how we decided to connect and stuff. I mean, we met probably 2 months ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think the first thing that sort of drew me to you was number one, I mean, you were a go-getter. Number two, we got the whole military thing going on, the military background. And then I could immediately tell that you were also about just educating people right off the bat. I mean, does that sound about right?
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's good to have you on. I definitely wanted somebody that could explain the VA loan process a little bit better than me. But before we get into that, why don't we give the people a little bit of a introduction for you?
Okay. So my name is Zack, work with Cross Crountry Mortgage. Joined the Army when I was 19. Did about 8 years, PTS a couple times. So I know the joys that come with moving all across the world, from Europe to back, everything in between. Decided after about 8 years, I was ready to kind of get out and fell into the mortgage industry. Really kind of took a drive to it because the whole goal is to help veterans use their VA loan, and that's kind of what I lean towards. Just a way to kind of educate and give back to guys, because as you know, we don't really have much education on how to use our VA loan until it's time to, ACAP or FSL tap, depending when you were in and when you got out.
Yep. And I can definitely vouch for that, man, because even though I used the VA loan, after that first time I used it, I still didn't really know a whole lot about it. You kind of just go through the process, and the education was sort of missing. So this is what we kind of want to key in on a little bit. So before we jump into the VA loan, I was wondering if you could describe what types of loans are available in the first place.
So obviously we have our VA loan specifically for veterans, 0% down. Benefit is there is no PMI on it. That's a big key point for veterans. It saves you a couple $100 a month. You also have your FHA, which requires 3.5% down. Great for first-time home buyers. Really just works with you to get into a home if you never served in the military. You also got conventional, which is anywhere from 3 to 5% down, depending which program you qualify for.
Okay.
And the other big one is USDA, but it's only for rural areas. You got to look at a map to see if you fit in that category. So if you live in Los Angeles, you're probably not in a rural area. And that requires 0% down.
Okay, got it. So that's, broad-based, some of the other loan types that are out there. So why don't we hone in on, what's the power of the VA loan, especially to veterans and those that are eligible? Number one, I guess, what's the power of it, and, who's eligible for the VA loan?
So, I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the greatest benefits that we receive other than the GI Bill. That's my personal opinion on it. The reason why is because you can build wealth with it by building equity, by being a homeowner.
Yep.
And it really doesn't, it's a lot easier than people think. The three things that you're looking at is credit, income, and assets. So as long as veterans are squared away, it makes it super simple to get into a home. And the only thing right now that people are worried about is closing costs, which depending on your market could be a couple $1,000s, but you got to think if you're moving into an apartment, you're putting first month, maybe last month, and a security deposit, which could equal out to almost the cost of a home.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, that's something we definitely need to think about. So what about eligibility? Who exactly is eligible for the VA loan?
So past and present military, active duty, National Guard, and even surviving spouses can have access to loans. The thing with surviving spouses is that you have to be unmarried and your spouse had to be killed in action or a service-related disability caused death.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's suppose somebody does, decide to, use that great opportunity, the VA loan, to purchase their either first, second home, whichever one. Um, what documents does the buyer really need? What do you need from them to get ready?
So if we're just talking about your average active duty soldier or service member, we're looking at your pay stubs, bank statements, 30 to 60 days depending, and W-2, driver's license, maybe very simple documents that you could get all through your phone.
Okay, good deal. So a little bit earlier on, you had mentioned that, one of the benefits is, VA loans and PMIs don't go together, right? So what is the PMI, and how does it relate to the VA loan?
Okay, so instead of having PMI, there is a funding fee, which is anywhere from 2.3 to 3.6% of the loan amount, but it could be waived if you have more than a 10% related service disability or received a Purple Heart while on active duty.
Okay. And then, so just so everybody understands, PMI, is that private mortgage insurance we're talking about?
Yes, private mortgage insurance is typically what you'll see on your conventional or FHA loans. Could be a couple $100 added to your payment a month. So for veterans, again, that saves you a few hundred extra dollars on your mortgage, allows you to have a little bit more buying power.
Okay, got it, got it. All right, so, final question. I like to keep these videos short. How many times can somebody use the VA loan?
So biggest misconception is that we hear it's a one and done. Not the case whatsoever. All right. Personally, I have two VA loans out right now, one for my home here in Colorado, one in Georgia. So it's a one-time thing. Absolutely not true. You can use it over and over and over again. It just depends on the circumstances of your entitlement. So if you use up all your entitlement, the VA will require 25% down to be able to use your VA loan.
Okay.
But until you use up all that entitlement, it's just 0% down.
So you're not even talking about just only, one after the other. You're talking about simultaneously you could use them.
Yep.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up, but I'll give you, some final thoughts. What are your final thoughts, regarding the VA loan? What do you have to say to buyers out there or prospective buyers?
If you're active duty, especially, you're getting money for rent or to own a home or to live on base. Somehow the military is giving you VH if you fit into that requirement to be married or an E6. You could spend money on renting and have nothing to show for it when you PCS. Or you could buy a home, build equity, because you might be there more than 3 years if you like the duty station. And then when it comes time to sell, you can either have a cash flow investment property, or you can sell the home and walk away with a paycheck versus zero from renting.
Okay. That's a good wrap up, man. Well, how can people get a hold of you in case they want to learn more about the VA loan?
Website, zackccm.com. Email zack@zackccm.com. All spelled Z-A-C-K, by the way. Everyone gets that mixed up. Yeah, that's the best way to find me. It has all my contact info on there. That's my email and website.
All right. I'm going to have all that contact info in the description of this YouTube video. So anybody that wants to reach out, please do check the description. And I think we're going to, wrap it up right there. So as always, if you like the content, if you like the tidbits of information that this channel puts out, like, subscribe, and visit me on JeromeandRealEstate.com. Thanks a lot, Zach, for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good one.